Hey brother, I hope you're doing well today. In this video, we're going to talk about how to reprogram your possibilities in life. And this is the exact method I use to get over constant feelings of shame, guilt, anxiety, and not believing in myself over the past 6 to 7 years, which have consulted in fucking me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend of 8 months because I self-sabotaged. I've been failing YouTube for 5 years because I've self-sabotaged, and everything else. My life has just cycled and repeated itself, and I want to prevent that in you. Now, if you don't, kind of trust me, whatever, you can go ahead and check one of my other videos on the channel, which I share really in-depth stories about my girlfriend, my experiences of how I self-sabotaged, what really went in on my mind. If you're a returning subscriber, bro, you know exactly how in-depth I go. So I've created a playlist. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. But yeah, let's get into the topic of the video, boys. Feeling incredible right now. I've meditated, and I've been meditating for 18 days straight, 25 to 35 minutes every single morning. And so, yeah, I've been practicing what I'm about to preach. And that is reprogramming your possibilities in life. So on the right, we have, if you don't know what it is, I'll tell you after, but I'll give you a second to guess, okay? And this image, very famous image, 1453, okay? How conquerors are engineered and programmed from birth to conquer. That's what we're going to talk about. The way their life and reality was set up, what we can emulate, essentially the importance of mental inputs, delusion, conviction, all that good stuff. Let's get straight into it, boys. So on the right, we have, take a guess. I'll give you 3 seconds. If you said Emperor Constantine, you'd be right. Now, I don't know exactly which Constantine it is, but you'd probably be right. That looks like my G, Emperor Constantine. Named after, Constantinople is named after Constantine. Then on the right, if you hadn't guessed, we have Sultan Mehmed. This is the guy who conquered the Byzantine Empire. The programming of a legend in 1432. Let's get straight into it. I'm Turkish. Okay, my background is Turkish, so I'm a bit proud when it comes to this kind of history, especially Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman history. So if I go on tangents, I apologize in advance. So, how the legend Sultan Mehmed II was engineered from birth to become a conqueror. Now, the guy is famous at the age of 9 saying that he would conquer Constantinople, okay? How the fuck did he get up to this point? Now, that sounds a bit delusional, but how did he get up to the point where he was so delusional in his conviction at the age of 9 years old that he would conquer Constantinople? And he did at the age of 21. That's what he did. And that's the image. Here, that's Sultan Selim, Fatih Sultan Mehmed. That's Fatih means conqueror, Fatih Sultan Mehmed. So that's him entering through. And the answer to this question comes through how he was raised. Now, we're going to talk about how external programming happens and how internally you can program yourself as well. And this is, of course, when you're a child, you get externally programmed because you're not really conscious. You don't really remember. That's when you're the most susceptible to downloading other people's world points and views. And so as a kid, he had a multifaceted education. He was bilingual. I think he spoke Hebrew. He spoke obviously Turkish, Ottoman Turkish at the time, whatever that was. They used the Arabic alphabet, I believe. He spoke Italian, if I remember correctly. He spoke Arabic and a few other languages. Persian is one of them as well. So the guy was bilingual. He had many tutors that were teaching him personally, right? No big education system, personal tutors. So very one-to-one, distilling of information. Imagine the level of programming you can receive if, for example, today you were to get tutored by, let's say, someone like Socrates or Aristotle or Plato. Imagine one-to-one, he's sitting beside me right now and I'm listening to him for 3 fucking hours. That's the level of programming he received. He had constant tutelage, so he was always around tutors. He didn't have free time to, get influenced by the commoners or get influenced by other people or fall into deception. He was always busy. and his careful observation skills. So one of the things that he's very known for is spending, well, a lot of conquerors are very known for is obsessing about analyzing maps and strategies and spending time 3 a.m. in the morning for 2 hours straight alone in their war camps, preparing for battle and strategy. And like conquerors are known for, staring out the window for like hours on end and coming up with all these fucking ideas on how they're going to conquer. Every conqueror, massive conqueror, is known for this. And so Mehmed's inputs were really and highly controlled, okay? His belief systems, ideas, knowledge, and inspiration all came with a singular goal: conquer Constantinople. So how can we emulate this in our life? Singular goal. Guys, we can't have like 100 different goals. Then it's not a priority. There is no such thing as priorities. That's a made-up word. Priority means one. So we need to have a singular goal, and we need to engineer all of our both external and internal inputs to this one singular goal. And now external inputs are things like, your education system, your friends, what content you end up consuming, what, podcasts you listen to, who do you watch, which people you listen to, but also the internal inputs are things like what you tell yourself, what you force yourself to believe, what you decide to feel in your mind, whether consciously or unconsciously you are doing it. You just need to become aware of it. And this guy was aware that his goal is to conquer Constantinople, and so everything was engineered around that. Okay, he said that from there on he continued the legacy and the expansion of the new empire. Putting our judgments aside, this man was focused. Yes, okay. He was fucking focused. Now, shout out to my guy Constantine as well. The guy, he didn't leave and desert his city. He stayed and fought till the end. I believe I think the famous quote is like, "Curse the emperor without a kingdom to rule," or something like that. Without an empire to rule. So he was like, yo, what's the point of me being an emperor if I don't have an empire to fucking rule? So he stood by his empire. Let's continue. He was also multifaceted. Now, this is an important part. This is how we're going to emulate and apply this to our own life, okay? And one of the things to understand is, yes, he was consumed by conquering Constantinople, but the guy, again, spoke 10 different fucking languages. He had education. He was a statesman. He was involved in arts. He was a writer. He was a poet. He had education in many different fields. He studied Alexander. He studied history. He studied the Roman Empire, right? This guy was fucking multifaceted, multidimensional. He wasn't a modern day incel or looks maxer is what I'm trying to say. He wasn't obsessed with, I need to get as attractive as possible and get my height into... Guys, chillax. Take a deep breath. There is more to life than your nose shape, okay? Look at my nose. It's hooked. Do I look like I fucking care? I don't, okay? There's more to life than my hooked nose, okay? Like, come on, read history, play the guitar, do something, do calisthenics, which, by the way, if you're interested in learning calisthenics, and actually, I won't tell you. We'll get back to the topic. He constantly refocused his mind to his goal. So one of the things you'll face throughout life is constant distractions and different ideas. You might have in your core authentic desire to become, let's say, a YouTuber like I did, but everybody else and all other YouTube content creators and whatnot, your family is telling you to start an agency, let's say, or your dad's telling you to invest in real estate and you believe one of them, and then you get diverted from your focus. So you need to be really focused and constantly refocus yourself every time you lose that focus, because you will. It's the nature of the mind. He developed the conviction through action and by being raised to high standards and confidence. You can guess how. Obviously, he was raised to high standards, which is important because he had the people around them. But if you don't have those people around to keep you to high standards and keep you disciplined and accountable, you're probably missing out on a community, or you're missing out on working with somebody. So if you want to work with me one-to-one and get through those mental blocks, those identity beliefs, and keep you to a high standard, accountable to achieving your goal, you can go and check those links out. The first link is to work with me. The second one is the school community. And again, the chances are you kind of know what to do, but you're just struggling with like actually taking that action, but not only that, but also keeping it consistent enough. And a school community might help you out with that. So if you're interested, go and check that out. What he learned helped him directly or indirectly in achieving his goal. Now, you might think, fuck. Now, what this means is obviously his goal was to conquer Constantinople. To conquer Constantinople, the direct things you can learn is war strategy and how to lead armies and how to fight. But the indirect things you can learn is language of the country that you're conquering, right? Their religion, their faith, history, right? Culture, learning these things so that when you do conquer and achieve your goal, they work indirectly and develop you into a multi-dimensional conqueror rather than one guy who's all consumed with power in the old sense, but today's sense is more like the guy that's just obsessed about money and he has no fucking niche taste to him, which I'm really like trying to help you avoid as well. He lived and acted as if he already had conquered. He was governing well above the age of 10. Okay, and this is one thing, again, I can help you one-to-one, but completely for free. I will give you now a tool that you can practice today, is actually visualizing yourself as if you are already at the goal, as if you have already achieved your goal and achieving who you would be in that situation. Visualizing who you would be and how you would act and feel when you achieve your goal. When you visualize that and increase and apply enough emotional intensity, then what happens is you begin to feel that future thing now, and your brain can't tell the difference between now and the future. And so you maintain that frequency, that emotional states, and what happens is your brain starts to look and validate what you have instilled into you. So for example, or like just to give you a little bit of an explanation, if I'm trying to shift into the identity of becoming a successful YouTuber and a successful entrepreneur and a coach and whatnot, then what I would do is simply go ahead and visualize myself and meditate and relax and visualize myself as a successful YouTuber. And that might be me signing clients, getting subscribers, or getting comments that say, man, your videos are really helpful. And then I just feel that in my meditations and in my visualization. I feel what it feels to, be generous and to be helpful towards people and to be a servant of the people and actually give value to people. I feel, the happiness, the joy, the pride, everything that comes along with it. And essentially what happens is in real life, while I'm meditating, I begin to feel those physically and my brain isn't able to tell the difference. And so that's what I use. And then so what happens during the day is suddenly 2 hours later, you get business ideas, you get new YouTube ideas, coming up with and recording YouTube videos exactly like I have been doing for the past 45 days or something, releasing a video every single day and being able to speak on camera with a good flow comes from me believing I already have achieved my goal. And that's what I can help you with essentially. And that's what Sultan Mehmed was doing. He lived and acted as if he had already conquered. He was governing again. He was acting that way well above the age of 10. His free time was used analyzing maps, thinking strategy, playing out possibilities, seeing himself on the battlefield. The guy was visualizing his conquest. I'm telling you boys, you don't visualize enough. I am telling you, you need to start sitting still. I've got a whiteboard just here. And on the whiteboard is my goal on the map. And at the top is quit my job. And then the arrow goes to US $2,000 per month. And the way to get US $2,000 per month is 77 people in my school community or making $500 per week from my coaching program, whatever. Essentially what I've done is like a conqueror, like a strategist. Oh my God, I butchered that word. Like a strategist, I've analyzed my war game plan. And what I do now in my free time is I stare at the board and visualize myself achieving those things. So I need you to start doing that as well. Again, I just told you that. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to work with me now. If you just do that, then you will achieve that self-identity after a long enough time. But it was never about the information. It was about implementation. You already know what to do. You're just struggling to implement. And again, if you're at that point where you are struggling and you're done being fucked over by your old identity, then you can reach out to me. Let's get straight into the next section. Here is, take out your notebooks, take a screenshot right now. These are the things that you can ruthlessly engineer about what and who influences you in life. Okay, this is it. I won't go too much into detail. I'll just give you the examples. But you've got digital inputs like social media, news. You've got social inputs, your social circle, mental inputs, what you believe consciously or unconsciously, physical inputs, whether you go to the gym, whether you do bad habits, how consistent you are. Those physical inputs are important. Environmental inputs, your home. Is your home clean? Is your bedroom clean? Do you live in a nice environment? Is your country okay? Is it safe? These are cool, interesting topics, important topics. Biological, food, drinks. Do you drink alcohol? Do you take drugs? Do you do these kind of things? Are you, ruining yourself? Education, learning towards a goal, not just aimlessly. You could go ahead and take a gender studies degree tomorrow, but it's not going to help you with becoming a YouTuber, for example, in my situation. Or you could go ahead and, learn all you want about history, but it's not going to directly help you with improving your social confidence, for example. But it might indirectly help you with, let's say, networking or thinking about, better systems to input into your business. So you get the idea, okay? But there's no worth, like, for example, if your biggest priority is learning how to become a YouTuber or learning how to improve your health or learning how to socialize, for example, you wouldn't spend time watching video game montages. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't spend time watching the news. You wouldn't educate yourself on that. It's just a distraction. Mental clarity is the final one. Order your thoughts with priorities and have clear shut-off time. So again, priority is number one. Everything else falls underneath that number one thing. But that number one thing must be done. For me, that is recording YouTube videos and working. Everything else underneath that is things like 10,000 steps per day, is like meditating for 25, 30 minutes, is eating clean, is doing those kind of things, okay? Create the environment and then step into as a player. Now, after you've created your environment, now we step into it as the main player, as the character mentally. So what we do is we gain clarity over what's important to you right now. And by the way, this is the step that I take my clients through on the one-to-one program. And you can have it completely for free. What we do first is you need to gain clarity over what's important to you right now. Right now, again, priority, okay? Right now. It could be financial freedom. It could be getting a girlfriend. It could be self-actualization. It could be the pursuit of something else that's purposeful, like starting a business or traveling overseas. You think that's the most important thing to you right now because you want to go and see the world and experience it and, increase your knowledge and exposure to the world so you can decide what you want to do and where you want to live. What you need to do is the first step to everything is you need to find your purpose now, not your 30-year-old purpose, not your 70-year-old purpose. We don't care about the future because it doesn't exist. What is your purpose now? For me, that's financial freedom. That's building that business. Okay, so again, my number one priority is recording YouTube videos so I can help you guys. Everything else falls under that priority. So you need to find that purpose now. My purpose now is only becoming a YouTuber. My purpose for when I'm 30 years old is raising a family, but I'm not focused on that now. And get rid of that now because it's just a distraction. Find your purpose. Legends like Mehmed and Alexander were raised with purpose. Again, Mehmed said he would conquer Rome at the age of 9, okay? Create the environment you need to achieve that purpose. So you need to start taking action on the steps before and set up your environment. Again, this section. Then be clear on who you need to become in order to deserve living your purpose. Become that person today through alignment. And alignment is simply mental beliefs, your traumas, your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, working on these. Then it's spiritual alignment, which simply is just conviction. How much you believe in yourself. Like, we need the level of conviction that you would have when you go to switch on the light bulb in your bedroom like this. It's gonna fucking work. That's what one of my really favorite people on the internet, Nero Knowledge, says. So shout out to him. Highly recommend you watch Nero as well. Incredible guy. And then the final thing that ties it all together, which is again very important, is physical action. There is no point on fucking having conviction and your beliefs and thoughts if you're not going to take action. But not just normal action, you need to take critical action. Because if your biggest goal is building a jacked physique, but You know, you've got your spiritual alignment, you believe you can do it, all your thoughts, beliefs are done. But when it comes to physical action, you're not taking action, or all you're doing is researching about the best workouts but not actually working out. Well, you're not going to get anywhere. You need to take critical action, which in this case of building a physique is actually going to the fucking gym, okay? But if you miss all of these, if you miss mental beliefs, you miss spiritual alignment, what happens is it becomes hard to take action. And I'm sure you've experienced that, right? There's so much resistance. It doesn't feel natural. Constant negative thoughts. You'd rather do something else. You've been constantly falling off. That's what happens. And yeah, I've just fixed that for you completely for free. You don't have to work with me anymore. If you literally copy and paste this onto your whatever and just like repeat this, okay? You follow this guideline. I'm telling you, I'm 17 days in, boys. I am 17 days in to doing this, brother, and I can tell you and assure you with utmost confidence that it has been one of the best decisions in my life. Now, the last page, copy and paste this again. We want to be like these elites, right? That's what I want to be like. I'm pretty sure they're all vampires, but that'll be between you and me. Design your dream life and live it today. That ties it all in together, boys. Ask yourself these questions. Take a screenshot right now and ask yourself these questions. If you need help going through this discovery process, you need to find out what your biggest purpose is right now, your biggest goal. Is it building a physique? Is it getting a girlfriend? Is it socializing? Is it building a business? Is it, getting that career promotion? Whatever it is, your mind and your identity is stopping you from achieving it. And that's exactly what I can help you. I can black hole you to that identity through daily accountability, through giving you these meditations and my techniques and ways and stuff, and my own, instilling my own fucking energy programming, if you will, so that you have and build that conviction and identity in yourself. Or you can join the school community again and learn at your own pace. And the benefit of that is you get to talk to me still and other guys on the community. But yeah, you go work through these questions, and at the end, you'll have exactly what you need to do every single day. You'll have exactly what to visualize and focus on, the goal to focus on, and what to meditate upon and align yourself to, and who to become. And all you have to do is do that today and feel that today and become that today through meditation and visualization. Boys, I'm telling you, I've been recording every single day, YouTube. This is not hard for me. This is so easy for me. It is so natural and effortless for me to come in front of the camera and just spit on a YouTube video. There's no resistance. And that's because I am a YouTuber. It's that identity that I have. It's something that I've built. It's the programming, the belief system. Only in 15 to 17 days, by the way. Because when I started at the start of this month, I was struggling. I had to record everything in one day because I wasn't coming up with video ideas. It was just a bit tough. But now I can just record whenever I want because I've always got inspiration and ideas coming into my mind. And obviously the physical action helps with that as well, boys. That's the end. I hope this has been helpful for you, brother. And I'll see you next time. Keep meditating. Again, I'm 17 days in. I hope to catch up to me, man. Let's create this. Let's go. See you guys.